So you're standing there, you see her across the room, maybe it's at a cafe, a bookstore, or just walking by, and your brain goes into overdrive. Should I talk to her? What if I mess it up? What if she thinks I'm weird? Well, today we're going deep into how to start a conversation with a random girl without sounding awkward, creepy, or fake. And more importantly, how to make that conversation actually matter. This isn't one of those just say hi videos. We're diving into real, advanced psychology-backed strategies that actually work. Because let's be honest, first impressions don't just matter. In dating and social connection, they define everything. In the next few minutes, you're not just going to learn what to say, but why it works and how to leave an impression she won't forget. And stay tuned until the end, because I'll reveal the one secret most guys overlook that flips the conversation from small talk to genuine chemistry. Let's get into it. Now first, understand this. Human communication is 93% nonverbal. That means before you even open your mouth, your body's already speaking. So step one is to manage your vibe. Walk with confidence, not arrogance. Keep your shoulders relaxed, spine straight, and avoid fidgeting. Eye contact should be natural, not forced. According to a study published in the Journal of Research and Personality, people who maintain good posture and genuine facial expressions are perceived as more attractive and trustworthy within the first 7 seconds. So your presence isn't just the first impression, it is the conversation starter. And now let's talk about the actual approach. Forget cheesy pickup lines. Instead, go with contextual openers. This means starting a conversation based on where you are or what's happening. If she's reading a book, ask if she recommends it. If you're in a coffee shop, ask her opinion on the drink she ordered. Simple? Yes. But it triggers what psychologists call the Ben Franklin effect. When someone does a small favor for you, like answering a question, they unconsciously like you more. It's counterintuitive, but it works. And remember, your opener isn't about impressing her. It's about creating a moment of shared reality. That's what builds connection. Next, transition from surface to substance. After the opener, you want to pivot into light storytelling. Don't interrogate her with rapid-fire questions like, "So what do you do? Where are you from?" Instead, share something brief about yourself that invites her into the conversation. For example, "I've been trying to read more fiction this year. Makes me feel like I'm escaping the algorithm." It's authentic, relatable, and allows her to either add on or laugh with you. The key here is emotional layering. Studies from Harvard show that when people self-disclose in a balanced, paced way, mutual attraction and trust skyrocket. You're not just making conversation, you're making chemistry. Now here's an advanced technique almost no one talks about: mirroring. This is a subconscious way to create rapport by subtly matching her body language, tone, and pace of speech. But here's the kicker: it has to be subtle. If she leans in, you lean in slightly. If she talks fast, you speed up a little. Mirror her energy, not mimic it. This taps into a neural mechanism called the mirror neuron system, which literally helps people feel more connected and understood. It's used in sales, therapy, and yes, even flirting. Done right, it makes her feel like, this just feels natural. And speaking of feeling natural, let's bust a myth. You don't need to be super funny, rich, or ultra handsome to start a meaningful conversation. You need to be present. According to Dr. Albert Mehrabian's communication model, when your words, tone, and body are congruent, people instinctively trust you. So if you're nervous, don't pretend you're not. Just own it with a smile. I'm usually better at talking to books than people, but that coffee looked too good not to ask about. Vulnerability builds trust, not weakness, authenticity. And in today's world of filters and fake DMs, that's magnetic. Here's another golden nugget: give her an out. This seems counterproductive, but hear me out. When you start talking, say something like, "Hey, I know you're probably in the middle of something, but this shows social calibration. It respects her space and removes pressure," which ironically makes her more willing to engage. In fact, a 2020 study from the University of Chicago found that conversations between strangers go better when people expect them to go worse. In other words, she's probably more open to chatting than you think. You just need to frame it right. But what if she's not responsive? That's okay. Emotional resilience is part of the game. You're not trying to win every time. You're practicing the art of human connection, and that means rejection is feedback, not failure. Think of each approach like building reps in a social gym. You get better by doing, reflecting, and refining. The goal isn't to impress every girl, it's to become the kind of man who can connect with anyone. That mindset changes everything. And here's the part you've been waiting for. The secret move that elevates the entire conversation. Create a mini shared experience. Instead of just talking, do something small together. Comment on something funny happening nearby. Suggest a spontaneous decision. Let's test if that cake is actually worth the hype. Or playfully challenge her. You look like someone who judges people's coffee orders. True or false? These moments create micro bonds, the kind that take you from stranger to someone she remembers. This isn't theory. This is backed by relationship science from Stanford and UCLA that shows shared moments, even brief ones, trigger oxytocin and strengthen connection faster than words alone. So let's wrap this up with a quick recap. First, approach with natural confidence. Your body speaks before your words. Use contextual openers, not lines. Transition to light stories, not interrogations. Mirror subtly, respect her space, and create moments, not monologues. And most of all, lead with intent, not outcome. Because the truth is, conversation isn't a skill for just dating. It's a life skill. The more you get out of your own head and into the moment, the more you'll realize that most people are just waiting for someone brave enough to go first. So be that person. Because confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to ask the first question. And if you found value in this, don't just leave it in your head. Try it, test it, live it. If you want more real-world communication hacks that actually work, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with your biggest takeaway or the craziest conversation starter you've ever used. And remember, the next girl you meet might not change your life, but the version of you that shows up just might. See you in the next video.